Hello and welcome to issue number 9 of Headline Heroes, a comedy podcast where we take today's headlines and create a comic book origin story. My name is Drew Mick.
I'm Nathan Haynes.
And I'm Tanner Ackerman.
Well, guys, we're back at it again. We last week we wandered to and fro. We kind of strayed from the path a little bit. For a while, there was one set of footprints where you guys carried me. Well, wait, one of you carried me, and then the third one of you carried us both. But in the end, we got to
I'm confused. How many sets of footprints were there?
I think there was just the one, but Tanner is probably the beefiest of us, so he was carrying me, who's carrying you, probably.
And then we were all carried by Sheriff Coleman.
Exactly.
Probably the only one capable of carrying 3 grown men.
He is part trained.
He is.
He's got that going for him. Well, before we get going again on what we do here on Headline Heroes, I just wanted to bring up, we did this a little bit before. We mentioned an article that was sort of our story come to life rather than us making a story out of an article. I have an article here from Bloomberg, which is Austrian town abuzz after theft of some 1 million bees.
Oh.
So they had a fun little pun there.
That was probably McGruff.
Yeah, that's really his MO.
Really, that's the only hero that we got that could do something like that.
Well, now what if the Omen Shaman had a sign that said "Bees this way"?
Bees
and then
this
they
way.
all
Bees
flew
follow me.
Away.
Bees follow me to milk and honey, but mostly honey.
Well, but bees can't read though. I assume they can't read.
Yeah,
they communicate
read?
by dancing, which I know from Futurama.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So maybe he had a dancing sign. I just don't think about that one too hard. I don't.
I will not.
Or it was maybe Infestra.
I guess that makes the most sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, out of left field.
Well, shit. Scrap this segment. This is dumb. If you were curious, however, so the beekeeper puts the loss at around 15,000 euros, which I would have expected more for 1 million bees, but I guess they're pretty
last
tiny,
time I looked at bee prices, they were much higher.
The exchange rate has really gone down since the Trump administration started.
Oh boy, is that what we're gonna do?
Oh boy, I went there. I will not rest until President Trump fixes the bee to euro ratio. The exchange rate is awful, and he knows it.
It's dumb. It's ridiculous. I'm searching for a bee pun. There's got to be something, but.
Oh well, they already did a buzz. Did you hear? Sorry, you mustn't have heard the title.
Now, let me turn you way
town, a buzz after theft of some 1 million bees.
Isn't Buzz the name of that astronaut? Is that what?
Buzz Aldrin?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I guess that has a lot to do with Infestra. I see why you'd think that is a pun.
I saw. Do you guys remember when Buzz Aldrin was on Dancing with the Stars?
What?
I remember that because there were commercials on for it.
I did not know that.
I remember, Drew, we were sitting together in your college dorm freshman year, and we saw a commercial or something on the news for Buzz Aldrin being on Dancing with the Stars, and he told the anchor who was interviewing him at the time that being on Dancing with the Stars was the greatest experience of his life. And I really felt like perhaps he missed one very important event that was maybe more important, but I can't be sure though. And I'll never forget that, because did he just forget? Or was he just being nice?
Maybe just they had he was under contract to say that on ABC or ABC. I think.
How old is he? Maybe he's just going senile.
He's getting up there, but that was back in 2010.
Oh, back 7 years ago. Yesteryear.
Yes. Back nearly.
Yeah, he's 87 now, so he was 80.
He was 80 and on Dancing on the Stars.
God.
What a man.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just bitter about the fact that he was the second man on the moon. He's like, no big deal. Somebody already did it.
Being on Dancing on the Stars is my greatest achievement. Buzz, what about 1969?
Oh, shit. That's right.
Ring any bells?
Maybe he thought he was actually in the literal stars. I don't know.
Yes, you called it the moon landing. I called it Dancing with the Stars.
I just took a drink of sparkling water. That was a bad gulp. That was a real bad gulp.
Oh, I'm sorry, Drew.
Good joke though.
Killer.
Yeah. All right, so Nate, what do you want to explain what we do here?
Well, okay, so welcome to Headline Heroes. This is our Buzz Aldrin fan cast where we talk about Buzz Aldrin and his various interests.
Yes.
No, this is Headline Heroes, as Drew said. And what we do here on this podcast is we take articles that we've collected from the internet and use them and their bizarre headlines as origin stories for heroes and villains. So we're going to select an article at random, and Tanner's going to read it out to us, and we're going to take it from there. Tanner, what do you got for us this week?
Okay, so this week we are doing a villain, since last week we did a hero with Sheriff Coleman, or Coleman, depending on if you're calling him by the superhero name or not.
Choo-choo. Choo-choo.
And this week's article is number 6, which comes to us from NBC New York, which is Florida wants to pay people to hunt pythons in new program.
Huh. Okay. I'm just now realizing I don't have the Excel sheet open in front of me. Here we go.
True.
This is a professional.
There we go. All right.
You dingus.
Professional. All right. So probably some government program.
I mean, that actually sounds like from the sound of it,
I
might
think it's
actually
literally
be
a government program.
So we could go a few routes. We could say that we could do a superhero team now, since they're hiring people to hunt pythons, or maybe one guy turns out to be...
Oh, this is a villain too, right?
Yep, villain.
Oh, true.
So we can do a python-oriented villain, and maybe because of all the pythons he's brought into Florida, that's why they have to actually pay people to hunt them.
Oh, so it's a guy who brought all these pythons in, or encouraged their... Okay.
Or he can control pythons in some way. I mean, something like that.
I was thinking we could go... That's a good idea. I hadn't even considered that. Or we could do a route of someone goes out to hunt these pythons and ends up getting bit. And it's a little cliche.
So
then there's got to be something wrong with that snake that makes him
space radiation.
Bad. I was just going to say some classic NASA hubris.
Yeah.
Bringing their space radiation to Earth. What are they thinking?
To Florida, of all places.
Well, it's their stomping grounds, so.
Oh, that actually is.
Yep, you're right.
You dingus. Get over here. Let me give you a noogie.
What? Are you trying to like old timey bully me?
Yeah, he's being a school bully.
Nah, it's like some playful like, you.
Hey,
Put
buddy,
you in
why
a
don't you just
headlock
go
and like noogie you?
stick your head in that toilet over there? I'll do it for you.
I'm just gonna put you in these the stocks in the middle of town and throw eggs at you. you
okay,
dingus.
so now we're going way back.
I mean, well, you said old timey, so I really went for it.
Hey, put on this sign around your neck. What's it say? Oh, you stole a goat. Anyway.
So Nate, which way are you feeling, or do you have a third idea?
I mean, I don't know. The first time it hit me, I thought of the Spider-Man villain, Kraven the Hunter. Is that his name? It's Kraven, right?
Yep.
Okay. If for some reason it sounded, yeah, it's definitely Kraven. I should have trusted my gut.
I feel like Tanner should know a lot about Kraven.
Yep.
Tanner's all about that Spider-Man.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, because Spider-Man's a bad hero. He sucks.
I will eat your face.
He's like a bad spider would. No,
just like kidding, a python. Tanner unhinges his jaw.
So I don't know. I thought maybe it was like they hire this hunter, and they're like, "Hey, could you help take care of these pythons?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." But what they don't know is that he's like actually sort of mentally unstable, and he just sort of takes it to the extreme and overhunts the pythons and starts like moving on and starts hunting python adjacent stuff, or like python related stuff. I don't know. That was just sort of what the first thing that came to my mind. It's not fully fleshed out.
I love the idea of a Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah, and like he's just like, so anyone that gets in his way, he's taking out. Even it doesn't matter if they're a python or not.
What if it's just some guy who's really normal, but when he goes out, he really just needs some cash, and he goes out and starts hunting these pythons, but ends up like staying out there for years and years hunting pythons, emerges as this total badass, Kraven-esque.
I like the idea that he'd come back and be like, I was there for 4 years, but I got 8,000 pythons. And they're like, oh, what? Oh, dude, we totally stopped doing that like 10 days after you left. Sorry. Did no one come get you?
Or he could have been out there bonding with the pythons. He realizes he wants to be a python. Because, like, if he comes back, I don't know. Do we want to do something with pythons, or is he just going to hunt them out of existence in Florida?
I don't know. We've actually got a lot of options with this, more than I thought we would.
Yeah, at first I was a little tied up, but tied up like a python.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Tied it in.
Okay, what do we like?
I don't know. I like both the idea of a Kraven the Hunter-esque guy, but I also like a dude who like controls pythons or is in tune with them in some way.
He's got that parcel tongue.
Well, I mean,
That's a Harry Potter thing,
copyright.
Tanner. Parthil mouth.
Got it.
Yeah, Parthel mouth. Yeah. Now maybe this is bad, but let me just throw this out there. What
I'll
if we
be the judge
combine
of
those
that.
two ideas? It's a multi-part origin story.
Kind of what I was
First
thinking
part,
too.
he's hired by Florida to go hunt these pythons. He's gone for a number of years.
Is he a total dweeb, or is he just?
No, I think he's actually just a good hunter. But he's strapped for cash, and so he stays out there, lives off the land, hunts as many pythons as he can. He's going to come back in for one big score, like a ton of pythons, and he gets back, and they either like turn him away for some reason, whether it's because they cancel the program or like they see that he's clearly deranged, and he is turned away. He decides that he wants to end his own life, and he goes back into the forest to like basically give himself up to the pythons. And instead, we sort of go with what Drew said, where certainly a little bit cliche, but I don't think it's a bad way to go. He is bitten by pythons so much that he actually gains a power over the pythons or something like that. And then we have a villain who hates the state of Florida with a passion and also has superhero ability or super villain python abilities.
What if it was instead he goes back to the forest to give himself up to the pythons, but after spending 4 years hunting pythons, they're terrified of him. They fucking just they worship him, I would say, maybe.
Like a god that they fear.
Yeah. Like he controls them out of fear.
You
And maybe
guys better
they
do what I say
grant him
or I'm
some
gonna kill the
cobra
rest of
gift or something. I don't know. Oh wait, pythons, not cobras. Maybe all snakes. Hell, why stop at pythons?
Yeah, I mean he's not picky.
Yeah, whatever. Even little earthworms. That's a snake.
Well, no.
Bullet trains. That kind of looks like a snake if you squint.
Just pasta.
Yeah, then he's
Pasta. That's kind of what I had imagined when this guy went like buck wild insane after hunting pythons for 5 years and was just like everything that's vaguely tube shaped or like cylindrical is suddenly a snake in his eyes.
How would you like your pasta today, sir? Dead.
Okay, so
But first, give me the little spiral ones. I like those the best.
I like those. No
Do you
spaghetti.
have SpongeBob macaroni?
No fettuccine. No angel hair. Yes, preferably the SpongeBob mac and cheese.
Yes, Star Wars is fine too.
well, that's not even snake-like. You guys are getting away from the source.
What's that,
Okay.
Jimmy Neutron? That's still around? Oh, I don't want those shapes.
How old is this?
Okay.
Yeah, what if we just go with the guy who just really hates pasta, except for specifically shaped pasta?
Let's just scrap everything and go with just that.
Technically, we did get there from this article.
It's true. So what are we thinking? What do we like? What do we not like? Or do we want to pursue a different avenue for this?
I like
for
what
this
you
individual?
said.
Yeah.
It gives him a reason to hate Florida.
Yeah, I like that. I'd say we go with the he was hunting for so long or X amount of days or whatever, and he comes back and there's like, no.
Lol.
Oops.
And then I don't care which way you guys do it, if it's the snake bites him or if it's like the snakes worship him and somehow give him powers.
I like the worshipping out of fear.
Maybe the
That was a good
snakes
one.
worship him and they give him the gift of their python power.
There we go.
By biting him.
I like that.
In exchange for no longer killing
Yo,
them.
Please don't kill us. We'll give you our gift. What is their gift? What's the snake do?
He can slither,
Well, yeah.
and he has a snake tongue.
I like the idea that he's not particularly good at it. He just kind of gets on the ground and wiggles around a whole bunch.
He's just like,
I'm slithering.
They didn't actually give him powers. He just thought he could do it.
oh, that's just Chuck. Sometimes he does that. Just let him shake it out.
I Tanner, you joked about that, but I do think it's kind of funny to imagine a supervillain who thinks he has superpowers but actually does not.
The snakes are actually just trying to kill him, but somehow.
Go brothers! He like breaks into a corporate, the government like center as all the senators are meeting, and just like a couple of snakes just sort of slither behind him and curl up, and he's like, "Yes, kill!" But he is he's just not. They're not doing anything. He wiggles on the ground like some sort of madman.
Did we actually want to explore that route?
I don't know. I was mostly joking. I think there's probably more fruit for us if we actually give him powers.
I think so.
A villain who's powers by accident or just doesn't actually have any powers. Yeah, tuck that one away.
So probably, yep. You said snake tongue, Tanner, and yes, absolutely, that's necessary.
And he has to like extend his S's always.
Oh,
That's superpowers.
That's it right there.
And yeah,
there we go.
Spooky, weird. It's like everyone's just grossed out.
Yes, be frightened. Fangs and poison.
Yeah, fangs for sure.
Absolutely.
Control over other snakes? I mean, I feel like we kind of...
Yeah, I think so.
I think if like the pythons are on board with this guy, all the other snakes are gonna fall in line until a big old anaconda rolls into town. Then he's got to show his dominance.
Yeah, so anything...
Slither like your life depends on it.
I challenge you to a slither off. Anaconda's just like, oh, that's real good. That's some good slither.
Oh,
A
damn.
yield.
That was rad as hell.
So control over snakes.
Yes.
Forked tongue. S's are prolonged.
Can he...
Probably scaly skin. Venom.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of like get our powers all sort of figured out.
Can he unhinge his jaw and bite
What if his
Nate's
jaw
face?
just opens an absurd amount?
He doesn't have to chew.
He just swallows it whole and just is slightly engorged for like a week. Thanksgivings with him suck. Can he like hug people and just squeeze the life out of them?
Really good hugs.
Real good hugs.
So he's just super good at hugs.
Yeah.
But like so
but-
good that he can hug you to death.
I mean, like he could use his hugs for good, but he uses them for bad.
I mean, I
Yeah.
assume I suppose.
All right, I'm writing that down. Super good hugs. Okay. Did we want to incorporate? I don't think a python has a rattle. Some sort of rattle?
Maybe he just carries a rattle.
That's good. When he spent so long in the wilderness, he came back and his daughter was all grown up, but he carries around her rattle as a reminder.
What is
of the
wrong
time
with
lost.
this guy? Why did he leave for that long?
He just got really into pythons.
He only wanted to go out once. This was gonna be one big score. He wasn't gonna go back and forth and make a whole thing of it. He was just trying to do one big score so he could retire.
It's like not even once. You shouldn't do that once. You could get addicted. It'll ruin your life. Snake heroin. You can laugh now. That was a joke.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for permission. I know how you hate it when we interrupt.
Thank you, Drew. Okay, so are we going to talk about like what he's doing to fight back against Florida?
I mean, how does one fight back against Florida?
Like what you said, walking into a government hearing in the what is the capital of Florida, wherever that is.
Now
Disney
Drew,
World.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've been waiting for us to bring up Disney World so I can finally talk about it.
Yeah. But walking in and just being like, "Yo, the snakes are here. We're just a bunch as part of this state."
Is it Tallahassee? Oh, it's totally Tallahassee. I was right.
You're right. It is Tallahassee.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, okay. Well,
Drew, cut all this out. People are gonna think we're dumb.
No, they're gonna think I'm dumb, and I'm okay with that. I've already established my persona on here.
So okay, so he starts off with just kicking in. Sorry, continue your vignette. I interrupted you.
Well, go ahead and take over. What do you?
Oh, I don't know. He kicks in the door of the like meeting of the Florida Senate and just like floods the chamber with snakes. Is that sort of the idea?
That, or he just comes in with two of his biggest snakes and it's just like, "We demand to be heard. I want to announce my candidacy for president of Florida."
Oh, what? Yes.
Yeah.
This comic is one part snake hunting and one part political intrigue.
Yes.
Picture this.
Move over,
Question
Walt
for you.
Disney. Snake Man here.
What if he, I don't know why he would do this. Maybe you can help me out. What if his goal is to basically like, he wants it to be a personal attack on the governor of Florida. And so he wants to hug the governor to death. He wants to really channel his inner snake and constrict this guy to death. So he's got to figure out a way to get up there and hug that man to death.
Okay.
I don't know, just an idea.
Tanner, what do you
the
think
governor
of
of
that?
Florida is Rick Scott, in case anyone.
So,
Okay.
like the governor is the one who like repealed the law or whatever for paying people to hunt pythons.
I think
Yeah,
in
he
the
said
interest
enough of
of
that.
a lot of things, in the interest of a lot of things, we should say that in our universe, it is not that guy that you just said, Nathan.
Oh, yeah, it's not Rick Scott. It's Nick Scoot.
Yep.
Writing that down.
Governor
Scoot.
Nick Scoot.
What were you saying, Tanner?
So is he running against the governor, or are we actually doing the political thing?
What if he's trying to run for governor so that, so he can get up on that debate stage for like the last debate, and then when they go in for the handshake,
Yes,
he just really goes for it.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking actually when one of them won,
Do they do that? That's what I don't know.
maybe
Do
Nick
you get
Scoot
together with your
is-
opponent after you decimate them?
Maybe Nick Scoot does. Well, yeah, okay, because he totally would meet him at some point, because like Obama met Trump right before he got sworn in.
That's true. When
That
they
is
hand
true.
off.
Mhm.
What if I know I had posited this idea to begin with, but what if instead of a hug, he gets him with that venom, and then the guy dies way later, so that not only has he killed the old governor, but he is above suspicion, and he's running Florida all in one fell swoop. The state is his.
What if the arc was, instead of running against him, he worked his way up in his cabinet to be vice president of Florida?
Okay, House of Cards.
Yeah.
Absolute. It's very topical. The new season comes out soon.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. I think.
All right, so we can get a tie-in with them.
Hold on, I gotta look in my phone for Kevin Spacey's number. Okay, I'll give old Spacey a ring. No, but no, I really do like that idea of, well, okay, we have a choice here. Is he running against him for governor, or is he trying to get in his cabinet? Oh, wait, is there such a thing as a vice governor?
Do they have a cabinet?
I was going to say, this is probably a risky Google search, but ask, what happens when a governor dies?
Hold on,
And you're on a list.
you're right. That's a little bit risque. I'm just gonna search killing a governor.
Pull up pull up incognito.
Hell yeah.
What?
Apparently it's not called the vice governor. That's silly, of
I was
course.
going to say, there's got to be contingency plans.
I think it's, if I'm reading this right, I think it's the lieutenant governor.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to work his way up to that and then stage his coup.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, so do we want to go with that? Kill him from within and then assume the position?
That seems more
He's
like a
gotta-
snake move.
He's got to win over the people and then take over Florida. But not, people shouldn't suspect him.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
he's a snake in the grass.
Oh,
Whoa.
Tanner, you've done it. I'm hanging up. We're done.
Let me get our victory train horn. 1 second.
No,
Yes,
not
yes.
no, not again.
No, I won't.
Oh.
Or will I? So, okay. We really have a good focus for this villain. We know exactly what he's going to do. Well, what is he going to do once he becomes governor of Florida? Is that enough for him?
I think he's got to, like, at least for now, I think he should stay as the governor of Florida. And we're making I don't know, this is kind of maybe a big choice for our world, but maybe we got to start doing this. Like, Florida's going to become like a bad place.
It kind of makes me wonder if, the day after Nick Scoot is killed, and our villain is sitting in the I don't know, Florida Oval Office, whatever they have, and he walks in his office and somebody's sitting in his chair and the chair swivels and it's the head of NASA.
Oh.
He's like, we need to have a little chat.
Oh shit! Florida has to be bad now because NASA's there, and scoot over, Nick Scoot. Here's the new snake boy. I'm sorry, scoot over, Scoot.
Nope.
You really nailed that take.
Mm-hmm. You guys aren't laughing. Discuss.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that was it. You need to give us permission. You know that.
I know. I'm just very excited by the idea of Florida being lost. So it's basically going to turn into what's the Doctor Doom?
I have no idea.
I think it's Latveria.
Yeah, I think that's it. So we got NASA, and we need to probably name our dude at this point because we keep having to say our villain,
Yes.
and he's so fleshed out. I think it's time we give him a name.
Okay.
So does anyone have any big ideas right out the gate?
What
I
about
do.
Copperhead?
Oh God.
Isn't that the name of a
That's a Batman villain.
DC villain? Yeah.
What if we named him Craven the Hunter?
We also have to remember that whatever this guy's name is, it's going to have the title of governor.
So do we need a good villain, like pun name for his real quote unquote name,
His pedestrian name.
Just so, and then a name for his alter ego villain persona.
He gets like when he becomes governor, he gets a reputation of being, especially snake-like. No, wait, are people? We said he was like physically different. Are people going to be just chill with that?
Maybe.
Maybe they're
we could either take that back or say he just says he has a skin condition.
That, or like people know that he got bit by a snake and something weird happened, but he does such a good job. He kisses all the babies, really wins them over, and you know what? They learn to look beyond that.
I think we should, in the spirit of disagreement, since that's apparently what people want us to do.
No, I get it.
I think we should. I feel like if I were this guy and I knew that, and people knew that I was bitten by a snake and something weird happened, I probably wouldn't hatch a plot to poison the governor of Florida, because it'd be pretty obvious who did it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Then
kind of have to agree with that.
What if he's able to take, like, he's got his human form and then he can take on a snake form?
I mean, I don't see why not. If the snakes are going to grant him venom powers, I don't see why they can't also give him the ability to shift between the two forms.
Okay.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yay.
Tanner, do you have any names or ideas for names, rather?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to look up snakes.
How about Nick Scoot? Boy, we really knocked it out of the park with that one.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, that was just the name we came up with no inspiration.
Oh boy, there's a lot of different snakes in Florida, huh?
Yeah, Florida does have a lot of them.
Florida's basically a hellscape. It's America's Australia.
So I feel like we somehow Python's got to be somewhere in the name, right? Like that was the nug that really got us to where we are now, is this whole paid to kill pythons thing. So I don't know. I feel like if we can fit Python somewhere in the name, that'd be good.
The Writhen Python. No, that's just a wrestler.
Yeah, that's a good wrestler name, though.
Yeah.
If he was a robot, he could be Pytron, but...
I was thinking all through this, isn't Python a coding language?
Yes.
It is a coding language. Hey, Drew, you coded in that.
Yeah. Oh, I did. And I was really bad at it.
No, you're so good, Drew. Drew was really ahead of his time, in my opinion. We had to make a little program that simulated a little bank account. And Drew decided that when his bank account didn't have any money and you tried to withdraw from it, you just put more money in there first. You just magically appear money from nowhere and then withdraw that. So it was a pretty good program.
Nate told me no, though. And I think he actually said the world isn't ready for this.
And I mean, looking back, I probably set the world back, oh boy,
Years.
Decades, at least.
Decades. Yeah. I'm really good at coding. I took it for the math credit. I should have probably taken actual math.
You did all
But
right.
hey, Nate, that's actually where I met you. And that's not even
It's
a
true.
joke.
Oh,
It's not a joke. It's just some wholesome story.
If it wasn't for Nate, I would have failed that class. Like, there's no doubt
you would have
about
made it eventually.
Anyway, snakes. Snaky snakes.
What do snakes do? They slither, they bite, they
Poison.
hiss.
Serpent's another word for snakes. I don't know if we can do anything with that.
I'm also trying to think if I can do any puns on Kevin Spacey or Kevin Spacey's character, Frank Underwood.
Or you could just do Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, my family, when they came over from, to Ellis Island, they accidentally put 5 extra S's in front of our last name.
Nothing with the S's.
Yeah, no. Couldn't Python just be his actual last name?
Oh, if that were the
it's
case-
Governor Python.
I feel like if we did that, then the only reason he got out and was called to hunt these pythons was because the governor was just like, what about this python guy? He sounds qualified. No, really, it's not. It's a family name. Yeah, get out there, kid. You can do this. And he's like, well, I do need the money.
I think it kind of works.
Governor Python.
I want to go somewhere beyond. I just want to go beyond just Python.
Yeah. I'm writing it down because I think that's a good one.
Absolutely.
But should we keep exploring?
I want to keep exploring. I just want to spend more time with you guys,
Could we call him basilisks or something like that?
I do like that. Basilisk.
Basil Lisk.
That's his name.
Oh, yes, I am Basil Lisk.
That's his name. Basil Lisk.
Governor Lisk.
So his name is he goes by Governor Lisk.
Yeah.
Why not?
Is that just gonna be his name?
Governor Lisk?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could be just like how Lex Luthor is just Lex Luthor.
Ah, damn, you're right.
I like the name personally.
I'm okay with Governor Lisk. I think it's simple. And why would he have another name? Like,
Yeah, because he's not trying to be a supervillain so much. I guess he's trying to be like,
he's just gonna force Florida into a police state.
yeah.
He disliked what happened to him in Florida, and now he's taking his revenge, and he's going to take it over and run things his way. And maybe he's in league with NASA. It's kind of left to where we're not given the whole picture. We just get that
NASA funds his campaign. That's probably very illegal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The government paying
corporations funding campaigns.
Also a government-run corporation.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know. Maybe under the books, because they are evil.
Yeah, I mean, in our universe, it really seems like NASA, while being a government entity, also has its own agenda that is more private, perhaps.
It's slowly in recent years gone more private. The government was holding them back, just like the Nazis were holding back Hydra.
I like where we've arrived.
Yeah. So what else do we need to discuss?
So like, what is he weak to? And what are snakes weak to? Hey guys, I need to know how to beat snakes. Please
The only
help.
guy that we can ask about hunting snakes is ironically Governor Lisk.
Don't mongooses kill snakes?
Yeah,
Is it
they go
mongoose?
crazy. They kill king cobras.
Yeah.
What?
I searched what is a snake's. Well, I searched snake weaknesses, and answers.com
Oh, good.
had this little question and answer thing where what is a snake's weakness? And then it says the answer that they have here is A, reptilians succumb to anger quite easily. B, reptilians are allergic to, and then they don't finish that statement, so I guess we'll never know.
So wait, okay, the second thing is hilarious in itself, but is this person saying that you just get a snake really mad and it'll just die? Or it just...
Is that his weakness? If he gets too angry, he'll die?
Well, I kind of interpreted it as like they get so angry that they sort of like lose control of their senses and like to make dumb decisions.
And then I can cut off their head with a hoe easier. Get out of my garden.
I did find you confusingly had to click an arrow to get to the rest of the statement, but they're apparently allergic to titanium and can be killed by titanium weapons.
Is that for real?
What is that?
The back of the reptilian's head is a soft spot, and if it can render them unconscious.
Only titanium, just like a vampire in silver. Only titanium.
But
Reptilians faint when you step on their tails.
What?
Tales. So if you stomp all over that story that Governor Lisk tells you, oh shit, you really tear down his emotional state and he gets mad.
So
Reptilians argue amongst themselves often. Reptilians fear fire. Well, okay, this one, reptilians believe all other races are inferior to themselves. Now, answers.com,
Now,
I feel like...
I'm getting to think that this isn't a scholarly article. Like,
Now, okay, now I thought the same thing, but then I read this next one, Snake Weakness H, reptilians steer away from the truth.
now, well, okay, so we just got to be super, super honest with them. Hey, snakes,
Yeah.
I don't really appreciate you being here. I don't really like it. And then it just turns away because it can't.
You just tell the snake, you have an addiction problem, and it turns away because it can't handle it.
Now, Nate, was that on answers.com?
Oh, yeah, it was a very...
Oh, there's your
it's so
problem. You're
scholarly.
using answers.com. Let me just... Alta Vista... Anyway.
Oh, so I found this is a helpful article. What are Snake's weaknesses? Low speed and the fact that he relies on a lot of setups. I believe Marth and Kirby are considered abysmal matchups, but I'm not certain. So,
Oh, God.
I think we just have to get the fictional video game characters Marth and Kirby into our universe for real, and they can take down Governor Lisk.
Also, what's important to know is that Governor Lisk can't touch walls or else, game over.
Yeah, if you get him to run into a wall, he just crumbles.
He's dead.
It's sort of bizarre.
And he starts out real small. He goes back to baby.
First, you got to get him mad so he gets into snake mode. If he's still in human mode, good luck. He's just a dude.
Okay, actual snake weaknesses. I'm sorry. What we have been saying is actual snake weaknesses.
Exactly.
I don't want to hang up on titanium. That's an interesting thread.
I'm actually cool with that.
I think it's erroneous, but it's definitely worth us throwing into our fictional universe.
Titanium for some reason. I don't know why.
Titanium and a soft spot on the back of his head, I think, are the two things that I remember
Those
most.
are the two that stuck out to me as well.
That's the only way?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I think maybe there are ways to like capture him and subdue him, but to kill him.
Yeah, like I don't think he's super powerful, like in the scheme of things.
Yeah, like politically wise, he is.
Oh hell yeah!
He's also got the handshake of the devil.
You better grip back real hard, because he's judging you for that old handshake.
He will literally crush your fingers. Yeah, okay. Titanium to the back of the head.
Bullet, doesn't matter. Shovel, whatever, man.
Whatever.
You got a brick of titanium for some reason? Chuck it at that bad boy.
It's gonna hurt. Might not. It's got a stab though.
You don't think just crushing the soft spot is enough?
I feel like it's a little ridiculous if we say that it has to be. He's immune to blunt force trauma unless it's titanium. Okay. I know, and we haven't been ridiculous up to this point.
So you think he should be able to be hurt by blunt force trauma, but the only way to actually like take him down for good is via titanium to the back of the head.
Yeah.
Man, pity the hero who has to try and figure that one out.
Yeah, he keeps that close to heart.
Damn, I've been trying iron for weeks. Why did I do that? It was titanium.
It's been years of this, and so far all we've got is back of the head. And I'm throwing everything at it.
Just a big chalkboard with like a bunch of squiggles on it, just like the
onions, no.
Medals listed with question marks.
Chapstick? Tried it. No.
I gave him a good scalp massage. Nothing.
That took weeks to get that close. Do we want to do comic book cover?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's your usual forte.
Any thoughts?
I guess I kind of picture when he's coming out of like the swamp, the Everglades area, like with like the tall grass and all that, and just like snakes slithering by on his feet and just kind of like a silhouette of him walking out, or him in like a full suit, like at a podium, and you can see his snake tongue.
And the microphones are snakes.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be something like really political we can play off of. Like, what's
It's him holding up two V's, except you look and they're webbed for some reason. That's not really a snake thing, but that's...
You just look and he's got a tail. I mean, that's not really a snake thing, but yeah, it's just be kind of goofy.
I mean, what is a snake but one big tail?
Oh shit!
You just look and he has wings. That's not really a snake thing, but
I just had that. Have you guys seen the videos of like the snakes that like glide through the air?
Yeah, that's
by
terrifying.
Like writhing back and forth. That is no. That's my worst nightmare. On the ground, snakes are formidable, but give them the skies? Oh, too much.
So the lettering for his name on the comics can be made out of snakes for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, I'm trying to think of like I like the idea of a political thing, like him at the podium
or in front of an American flag.
Somehow we got to get the snake in there, but if he's in front of people, we already established that he's human form in front of people.
Maybe you can see like a snake up his sleeve or something.
Yeah. Just
poking out, whispering into his ears. Remember, you got to bring up litter in the Everglades. That's a thing. Remember to bring that up. They'll love that. Pander to them. That's his snake companion.
That was a really good snake voice.
Can he have a little snake? His favorite snake is right-hand snake, and his name is Slither.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
All right. No, Tanner, you said just him just in front of an American flag. Although, should it be the flag of Florida?
Let's see what that looks like. Maybe there's something in there already for us. Oh, it's kind of boring.
Yeah,
I will send you guys. Oh wait, unless you found it already.
Not a single snake.
What if the like? Okay, so for those at home who are driving or don't want to look up the Florida state flag, it's a white flag with basically an X or big red X in the background from corner to corner. And then a seal in the middle that appears to have some sort of woman standing by a tree, and there's some other stuff in there.
She's throwing flowers down.
Gist of it.
There's some ships.
What if the like the crossbars of the X were snakes, or like if we blow it up really big, maybe the snake is, if you look really closely at the woman standing there, it's actually like a snake in a dress.
Okay, so maybe in our canon, as soon as he becomes governor, he changes it.
Yes.
Hey, I'm changing this flag, and everyone's like, I understand. This is a state of emergency. The governor has just been killed. You are our new governor. Do what you must.
Snakes.
So, I'm sorry, did you say snakes?
Snakes.
No.
Yeah, let's do that. Him in front. He's wearing a suit and tie, except he's got a very, reptilian face to him. And it's Snake we trust.
Maybe his eyes have a very like the pupils are weird, so kind of snaky. Brett, if you're listening, please make that for us, please. Thank you.
Yes, please draw that.
Thank you, please.
Okay, what? Anything else we need to do?
I mean, we got our name, we got powers, we got his motivation, which is one of the better defined motivations I feel like we've had.
Yeah, I'm glad we went political.
I think we got a good little guy here.
Yeah.
Honest to God, I think it was the most coherent of all of our. Like, I can certainly do a recap if we want, but I almost feel it's not necessary because I think we.
I don't know. Do we break tradition?
No, we can't break tradition.
All right, I can do it real quick if we want to.
Let's popcorn read it.
Okay. Nope. I'll type it out real quick. Hold on. Okay, I typed it out. The
penis.
Well, you said penis right away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You couldn't make it two words.
Let's start over.
The
snake
penis. Like, I don't know if we can include that, but it was very funny.
Thank you, Tanner.
Okay, fine.
If you didn't do that, I was definitely going to say penis the second time.
So we have Basil Lisk, guy with a very cool first name that everybody uses, is called upon by the state of Florida to go into the Everglades, where I assume all the pythons live, and basically help cut down the population in exchange for like monetary compensation. Basil is ecstatic. He goes into the Everglades. He hunts for a very long time, unspecified amount of time, but he comes out. He's carrying all these pythons with him. He really gets a reputation in the snake community as almost a deity that's to be feared. And he leaves with all these snakes, and he goes to the Capitol building and he says, "All right, I'm here. I brought the snakes like you guys wanted." And everyone just kind of like, "What? Oh, sorry, we stopped doing that. We Governor Nick Scoot actually repealed that whole thing. So sorry, we can't really pay you anything." And so this guy is devastated. And then he goes, Basil goes back into the Everglades, basically to maybe give himself up to the snakes. And instead they fear him. And in exchange for him not killing any more of them, they grant him snake powers, wherein he can transform, gains the ability to crush people with his handshake and his hugs.
Oh, especially those hugs.
Especially the hugs. They're really good up to a point when your spine breaks. Until then, it feels like a nice big bear
This is
hug.
a good hug. Oh.
This is too good. Too much of a good thing, you know? So he's got snake venom, assume some sort of snake fangs. That would kind of look good. But his one weakness is... Oh, and control of snakes, of course. He can have snakes controlled too as well. His one weakness, of course, is that if you strike him on the back of the head with titanium, he will die. I think, right? Or is he just knocked unconscious or something? I
thought it was stabbed.
He takes a lot of damage if you hit him on the back of the head with titanium. That's a critical hit.
Okay, why not?
Sure.
I don't know. Do you want him to die, or do you?
I thought it was he has to be stabbed, and then he can die.
Oh, okay. So you gotta stab him in the back of the. See, this is why I'm glad we're.
Then
doing
you
a
reach
recap,
it, and then you reach a part of his mind. That's where all the snakiness is.
So he can still take damage. It's just if you really want to kill him, you got to hit him in the back of the head with a sharp titanium instrument.
Maybe he's got some advanced healing from this all.
I think so. Why not?
Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So Basil Lisk comes out of the swamp with a plan. He basically gets himself onto the staff of Nick Scoot, governor of Florida, and works his way up the ranks until the next election's up. And who becomes lieutenant governor of Florida, but our old pal Basil. Basil hatches a plan that he's going to basically poison the governor with snake venom, making himself head of Florida, Governor Supreme, Governor Lisk. And perhaps he's in cahoots with NASA. Perhaps Florida basically is going to start becoming a dark
He is
wasteland.
in cahoots with NASA.
Yeah.
He has to be.
So that is the story of old Basil here.
Do we want to have a discussion of like, what's the snake state like now? Or should maybe that just evolve later? Right now, Florida's in rough shape.
I think I kind of wanted to see, I don't know, I personally kind of want to dwell in it a little bit.
Yeah,
I think about where it would go.
I think we'll develop as the world builds.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that. This could be foreseen as like setup for whatever some confrontation in the future.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like I imagine you said, that exact scene. I think it was Nate with the chair turns around and there's a Maybe it's
Samuel L. Jackson
it's an
is there.
astronaut.
Buzz Aldrin. up, an astronaut is in the chair. Up goes the visor, and Buzz Aldrin sits beneath.
I need to talk to you.
It's time we had a chat.
Did you see me on Dancing with the Stars? Yeah.
Really, we really tied that back in. I'm pleased
Yeah,
about
Buzz
it.
Aldrin. Wait, is Buzz Aldrin now the head of NASA?
I'm gonna say I would be okay with him being the head of like the dark. Maybe he's not like the public face of NASA anymore, but he's the head of the dark underbelly of NASA.
I am very okay with that.
I do also wonder, if you'll recall, Infestra, our villain from episode 5, she actually attacks NASA.
I know. I was thinking about that.
So I wonder, is that before or after Governor Lisk takes? I guess it doesn't matter entirely, but I think if Infestra is an enemy of NASA, then I think by extension we might have a villain versus villain thing going on, because Governor Lisk is going to be after her as well if he's coming after his territory.
Yeah, so I think it would be better if it was after he's already elected. So that's one of his first big issues that he has to deal with as governor.
It's like one of our first big conflicts that actually occurs directly between two of our creations.
Did we say she went to Florida? I'm pretty sure.
100% she was attacking NASA.
We had that vision of like
taking
them
down
about
the
to launch a space shuttle and Locust.
Yeah, so that's his first major crisis as governor.
That's great. Let me just put this out there too. What if NASA was already pretty shady before the Infestra thing happened, and then when Infestra attacked NASA, that left a void in order for these new, even shadier, bad NASA people to move in.
Buzz Aldrin really took more control of NASA at that point.
Yeah. I don't know. What do we like better?
Well, I mean, I think, so are we in agreement that Infestra's attack happened after Governor Lisk took power?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, cool. We already have in our fiction that Buzz Aldrin is running the secret underbelly of NASA. I don't see any reason why. Well, I don't know. I could go either way on the because we already know the dark underbelly is there. So it's up to you guys, I guess, what we want to do.
We could think on it. I think we've got some definite good bases here, and maybe
I think
we'll return to it in the
major
future.
Pieces there.
And honestly, what it could be in the future is if there's going to be a villain team up or something or whatever. Either Infestra is one that they call in to fight this, or maybe Infestra has no idea that NASA's involved in this. Like
involved in what?
Like if somehow NASA maybe is starting to assemble these supervillains. Maybe that's what's going on with what's going on here. And somehow they want to bring Infestra in, but they can't have her know, or maybe they assure her that it's a changed NASA or something like that. I don't know. Could be anything.
Well, NASA's whole thing with Infestra was an accident.
Yeah.
That much we had sort of discussed. I don't know. Let's
stick it.
Let's table
let's
that
stick
one
a
for
pin in
another
that
day.
for
I
now.
think we have
It's definitely great potential in the future.
for sure.
Okay. Nothing else?
No, I think I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up.
So this has been issue number 9 of Headline Heroes, featuring our new super villain, Governor Lisk. Governor Basil Lisk, who is a snake. That's the pun. We wanted to take this time to thank Brett Jacobson, who created the art for our show, and also we wanted to thank Carl Sorensen, who created the awesome music for our podcast. Carl does have a website, which is carljsorensen.com. If you want to check that out, we have that in the show notes. If you have any articles you'd like to see us discuss, please send them our way. Our email is headlineheroescast@gmail.com. Otherwise, you could definitely tweet them at us at headline_heroes, or we have a Facebook page that you can post them on. So a lot of options there. We thank you for joining us this week, and we hope you'll pick up the next issue of Headline Heroes.